Who is the greatest player in StarCraft 2 of all time? Opinions differ on that matter, with many people naming Cyril, Maru or Hero, and many other players from current times or from the past. But there was one guy who stood out compared to all of them, the champion who was destined to become a lifelong bonja of StarCraft 2. From a very young age, this player was set to conquer the whole scene, and he achieved tremendous success in a short period of time. At his career peak, nobody, not even a single StarCraft 2 fan, could even suspect that this man would cause massive, irreversible damage to StarCraft 2 esports that forever changed the landscape of this game. From the most loved player, he became the most hated person who ever touched a mouse and a keyboard in StarCraft 2, a guy who ruined the great esports experience for so many people. His name was Live, and he's one of the only true villains of StarCraft 2. Live started his journey as a Zerg player when he was only 14 years old. In 2011, there were no interesting results to point at, but already in the next year, he qualified for GSL and played for his team Xanax at many premier team leagues and tournaments. Overall, he was a promising player, but his talent got unwild only when he was picked up by Storyteller in the middle of 2012. Already at Team Liquid Star League, Live showed that he was different from most other Zerg players. During those times, it was common to drag out matches to play Broodlord Infestors, a combination of units that was almost unstoppable even at the highest level, and you can watch my video about that balance period in the link below. But as for Live, he favored aggressive playstyle with many probing attacks, cheeses, run-bys, and combined with his speed and high APM, this seemed to work very efficiently. He very soon became a fan favorite and even earned the nickname Link King. During his run at TSL, Live managed to outplay Curious and Keen, pretty strong Korean competitors, but he failed to conquer the first place, where he fell 2-4 to Creator. GSL was also around the corner, and Live got seeded into an easy first group, which he dominated almost effortlessly. However, pay attention to whom he faced. In his first match, he outplayed Nesty with a 2-0 score.
1 and 2 Infestors, that's all they have left, and go for Roach Hydra because they build quicker, and here we go, pushing forward. Nesty's got to cast his transfusions. Uh-oh, he doesn't have Roaches left. This is a big mistake by Nesty. You can't go up against Roaches with just Hydras.
Yeah, the Hydras are there to deal the damage, the Roaches are there to deal Envy the Sponge. And so Life subtly shoving Nesty back, 100 supply to 160. And remember, those Hydras are GG. Those Hydras are off creep. When you have Hydras off creep, you actually have to commit to attacks.
This is not Heart of the Swarm. They do not have that speed upgrade. And Life has taken out Nesty 2-0. Very strong play.
We'll get back to it very soon, but for now let's observe his next steps in this GSL. In the next round, Life also managed to avoid the favorites and got a clean sweep, finishing in first place. This time he managed to beat Seed, quite a strong Protoss player, and already in playoffs, it's time to face Marine King Prime, who was a great match for Life since he also favored hyper-aggressive playstyle. Having finished off Marine King, Life meets Stager, who was an absolute beast during those days. And to everyone's surprise, the games look quite different from what you would expect to see. Life just outplays his opponent with an easy 3-0 score.
But does he have enough here to actually stop this army dead in his tracks?
I don't think he actually does. All he has to do is keep making wings, which he's doing.
I really like this move by Cage. He's doing a good job forcing these
nice
Infestors.
fungal.
Oh, those were nice.
Oh, man.
He's trying to keep these Infestors low on energy, but it's going to result in him losing his whole army, it looks like.
This is it, guys. I think this is the killing blow as the Lings and the Ultras spill into the third base, one of the least defended locations, in fact, if not the least defended location, excuse me. And I think that's it. I think our 15-year-old badass has just moved on to the finals.
Oh my god, indeed he has, Tasteless. Taja, this is going to be his death throes here. This is the last of his army fungal. GG!
Good luck in the final.
Oh my god.
What?
Life has just made it to the finals of GSL Codes on his first try.
You could see he's super happy about this. Only 14 years old. He'll be going up against the veteran MVP, going for his 5th GSL Codes championship.
Now he's in the finals against MVP, and to put that into perspective, a 15-year-old Zerg player with little record faces the best player in the history of StarCraft 2 at that period of time. Everybody expected the finals to be super one-sided, but it turned out to be one of the greatest series ever. At first, Life managed to take an upper hand over MVP and scored 2-0 against him. Both games were looking close, and MVP was just getting started. Things changed drastically over the course of the next 3 maps, with MVP just getting 3 victories in a row. Life started making more mistakes and slipped Hellions here and there, getting serious economic damage. Overall, it seemed like he ran out of luck, but on Ohana, Life managed to tie up the score, and it all came down to the last game. MVP goes for a cheesy blue flame Hellion attack. If not scouted, it could be absolutely devastating to the Zerg's economy. Life's on the other hand is going for Mutalisks, and he has no Roach Warren, meaning there is nothing that could possibly stop this attack. He can only hope for a good wall and the perfect microcontrol.
There's a lot of Hellions.
Here we go. The Hellions coming here now. Blue Flame is on, melting these queens with ease. A nice transfusion there. One queen goes down. The Link's coming here now. Drones being taken down as well.
And has he done enough damage yet? Not really. He's done some.
Yeah,
but
that was basically a deflection.
yeah, it did not do what MVP
Getting
wanted.
the queen in about 2 drones, not paying for itself.
The Spire's going to finish up. The armory has just started. We have no engineering bay. There is a possibility the Mutas will do a lot of damage, but hold on, the Lings getting absolutely roasted.
And now he's going to be able to control over this hatchery here. No drones mining there. Remember, the purpose of these Hellions is not to destroy a hatchery. They don't kill buildings fast. Now the Hellions coming down here towards the second scan. He sees the Spire.
Oh, it's so important that he saw that Spire. Now he can prepare at home. Going after these drones. How many can he
He's
kill?
breached the defenses. There's so many drones that are going to be killed here.
A ton of drones going out. But can he defend at home?
Can he get any more? Can he get any more? And no more.
15
kills.
Not as many as on the Antigua game, where it was this very similar circumstance with the Hellions. About 8 mutas on the way.
Despite taking some damage, Life established a full map control thanks to his mutas, and from now on it was easy to expand and puts a ton of pressure on MVP, which was exactly what Life did later on. While MVP wasn't going to surrender, Life suddenly got a good advantage, and he wasn't going to weaken his grip on this match.
As there is too much Zerg everywhere and not enough defense for MVP.
Even a Queen joining the battle across the map. MVP trying to hold on as best he can. But the supply, it is 163 to just 60. Life has a lead of over 100 supply.
MVP trying to hang on. I don't know if he can do it, and for much longer. I think we're seconds away from potentially seeing MVP get KO'd.
Absolutely fantastic play today by both sides, but MVP, he's barely mining. This is it! These are the last moments of this game!
G any second now as the roaches spill up towards the high ground now, taking out these siege tanks.
Oh my god, Life has done it. He's breaking through the last defenses of the most accomplished StarCraft 2 player of all time.
He's beaten the final boss of the GSL. MVP he has been rocked. Look at this. He can't let command through there. As you can see, the Lings are coming down here now.
MVP wants that new trophy so badly, Tasteless.
He's not going to give up yet, even though it's 140 supply to 40.
That's right.
Not really a moment where Life doesn't at least have more supply, 100 supply more than his opponent. And sometimes even more than that. Another beautiful fungal.
GG! And Life has done it. He has become the first Royal Roader in GSL history.
He is so happy. He should be so happy. Nobody expected Life to get this far. Nobody expected Life to win the whole thing.
Life's victory was a really big historic event. For the first time in GSL history and in the whole world as well, such a young player managed to win the most difficult tournament ever. Now let's get back a bit to Nesty and why the group stage match was important. The whole story with Life is like a prophecy. A young kid beats Nesty 2-0, and it was like the Zerg race found a new successor. Nesty used to be the greatest Zerg player in the early days of Wings of Liberty, and Life would become the most recognized, skillful and most accomplished Zerg player in the next few years, being an idol for every player. Moreover, his victory over MVP was also interesting. For the latter, it was the last high placement in GSL and pretty much the start of a decline. After this, MVP never won any big event except for WCS Europe 2013, where he had only few equal opponents. Shortly after his victory, Life went on to become the best StarCraft 2 player in the whole world. While it should be said that during the next few years there were no single absolutely dominant player and Life would still suffer losses from time to time, he was still recognized as a genius of StarCraft 2. His playstyle kept evolving, and it was particularly interesting to observe his matches in Heart of the Swarm. When many Zergs would opt for swarm hosts and passive late-game wars, Life would strike swiftly and unexpectedly, further expanding his Link Blitzkrieg type of strategies. His arsenal of build orders was also big, and there were only a few players who could match his multitasking and APM. However, Life wasn't as consistent as Serral used to be during his reign in 2018. Whether it's the state of the balance, as the Zerg race was considered the weakest in 2013, or it was something to do with his own character, Life would often lose maps and even series to worse players like Kiva or Snoot. Not like they were bad in particular, but in comparison to Life, such results were kinda strange to see. Another weak part of his playstyle was his readiness to take risks even when it was completely unnecessary, even if he could outplay his opponent in a late game. Perhaps his passion, reckless drive for risks is what caused his eventual downfall. But let's not rush with this. Anyway, after quite a successful 2013, Life sets his aim at the World Champion trophy. However, throughout the year, he still suffers from inconsistency and his results fluctuate quite a bit, and he only brought one DreamHack victory home. And nevertheless, he earns enough points to enter WCS Global Finals 2014. Life was put to test in every map he played. The tournament was really hard, and already in the next round, he was the only Zerg player who was left in this global finals. His journey was really inspiring for many Zerg players, simply for the reason that these were hard times for the whole race, with many obstacles, annoying strategies and just difficult in-game situations, and only Life managed to tackle them in the right way. Thanks to his lightning-fast speed, APM and a huge arsenal of strategies, he finally made it to the finals. In his final round, Life faces MMA, perhaps a slightly easier opponent compared to his past record, and it does indeed look one-sided, as Life manages to crush the Terran player with a 4-1 score, thus becoming the world champion and the best player of StarCraft 2.
Oh, this is an incredibly tense moment right now. 3 Banelings about to morph.
Those 3 Banelings could be huge. They go up on 1 SCV, so that's not so good yet, but look at this!
There's nothing here.
SCV's going down! He's the most GG! And Life is your world champion of StarCraft 2!
You may expect that his career might go downhill after the final accomplishment, but he only improved his playstyle and consistency in 2015. Life also became part of KT roster, a team with a brilliant reputation and a really strong roster. The year also gets much better with more premier tournament victories and even the back-to-back global finals. It wouldn't be an overstatement to say that Life was certainly a favorite to win the second global championship that year. He started against Lilbo, and that was just a 3-0 humiliation. He then advances to clear up Innovation, who just couldn't resist the might of this young Zero player, and only Classic put Life's abilities to test, and he was even close to winning this series, but the Zero player prevails. In the finals, Life meets SOS, a very unorthodox player who was very difficult to play against. Each map was unique and players used a huge variety of different openings, rushes, cheeses, and even army compositions in the mid-game.
It's coming down now. The game Life wants to play is trying to intercept reinforcements, hit from different sides, and ideally burn out force fields in the middle of the map versus force fields being cast to cause obstructions where when SOS is actually hitting the expansion. And so far, SOS has not bitten the bait. He is not going to cast a force field until he is absolutely sure that he has to.
He's saving every single one. We have a bunch of Hydras about to pop out. They do not have range yet. And some nice force fields coming down, blocking out Hydras and some Lings. It looks like he's divided up this army. SOS going to town on these drones.
Beautiful force fields. The Hydras beginning to slip around and hit the Immortals less impactful since there are not a lot of roaches, but the Warp Prism warping.
Oh! Beautiful move, taking it at War Prism, and now it's just a matter of time before Life can hold this in force fields. Going down that ramp, all the drones coming up the line. He has to remove these units.
I believe he's going to be running out of force fields here for that ramp. He can still do at least a decent amount of damage. That attack could have possibly won this game, but in the last second, Life managed to gun down the War Prism in a moment that could change history.
Strong army, he has two Colossi in here, he has force fields, nice concave here on top of the ramp for Life. Backs up, doesn't want to walk down into that Colossus range.
And so they begin to rotate back. Remember, Life just has to buy time. That's why I said, the Colossi goes down. And the Hydra's beginning to surround as well.
And some nice force fields do go down. He's keeping that Colossi alive, but for how long? It's taking a lot of damage. Good force fields still. Warping in some Zealots right now. He's trying to micro back, but Life is pushing forward. He has too many Hydras.
We are going to the final match.
What's interesting as well, Life once again demonstrated his courage and dedication to risk-taking. With a tied-up score of 3-3, the Zerg Prodigy goes for a crazy risky cheese on a 4-player map, and this was absolutely unnecessary, taking Life's ability to perform at any stage of this game, but that was his risky choice regardless. He was well known for his reckless behavior, both in game as well as in life, as we are soon going to find out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The tables have really turned here because... Oh, hold up. That actually is so good right now for SOS. He's actually just trapped these Lings in his base and he could slowly kill them off.
Well, they're waiting for that force field to go away. There's no cannon to punish, so the force field's lined up now. Oh, he's going to pick off some sentries, perhaps.
No, not just yet. No,
he got one. That's pretty good, I guess, considering
something.
those were trapped already.
Yeah, that's definitely something.
Up and rejoin. Right now, SOS definitely with a stronger army.
SOS pushing forward now. He is closing in on the final base. Life looks like he's in a lot of trouble. He's going to go to try for possibly one more final flank, but it looks like SOS has managed to turn this game around from a near-death Baneling bust into a closing killing attack.
Well, here we go. Burrow moving forward from Life, getting on top of those sentries, picking up the sentries oh so quickly, but there's a lot of Blink Stalkers to deal with. Is there enough damage here from Life to eliminate all of these Blink Stalkers? Some nice blinking back by SOS, eliminating the roaches, and it looks like SOS should be taking this game.
In the last moment when he ran out of room, he did it!
SOS is your 2015 WCS StarCraft 2 World Champion!
World Champion indeed, Artosis! Give it up for SOS!
This was a super close series, but sadly for Life, this time he finished only in second place. But nevertheless, such a result was simply amazing, and many people were eager to see what would be the next chapter in his brilliant career. And oh boy, it was ugly. On January 29, 2016, Casper announced, just a few days after Life's requested transfer to Africa Freaks, that he had been arrested by the Changwon prosecutor's office, which had already handled the Yoda, Bong Bong and Jared incident. You can watch my video about the grand match fixing scandal and learn more about the whole affair, but now let's stick to Life. Immediately after that, he was prohibited from playing any official StarCraft 2 matches. At first there was little information from the police except that it was related to the match fixing, but later it was confirmed that Life took part in it directly and purposely lost 2 maps during Casper Cup 2015 against Dream and Terminator. Nobody suspected him at the time of the event, since everybody can have a bad day, but in hindsight it becomes clear how bad the mistakes were compared to his average performance. Let's go back in time and take a look at the matches in detail, and then I'll give my comments on each one.
Summer over here, it's getting hot.
No peeking. Yeah, it's really hot in Korea, man. Oh my god. Alright.
There's a nice little bit of pressure. Ling's out of position, and this might even just go down. 3 Zealots do a lot of damage if they're not running away.
Also, the Oracle's across the map at the same time. He didn't cancel, so he's going to need to save it.
I don't think there's any way he saves
There's literally no way to save it. Also, if he sends his Queen across, he's not going to have any anti-air here. He doesn't have any Spore Crawlers here, but he's totally blind. Like you said, he had no idea.
Oh my god.
Base goes down. GG? What? Okay, I mean, he was pretty ahead, but whoa!
Wow.
Every day of his life since Heart of the Swarm, so he's going to be able to deal with this just fine. Yeah. Good reactions here. Drone pulls safe. There's a greedy pool timing, so the Queen's a bit late. Oh, he loses one.
Gotta be careful, Life.
He's going to lose maybe 2. He's going to lose 2 if he doesn't make that right now.
Oh, wow.
He could lose 3.
He cannot lose 3.
Oh my god.
Well,
you can see in his face in that portrait down there, he's pretty frustrated right now. He's going to lose a Ling as well, maybe even 2.
this should not be happening like this. You should never lose 3 drones to the first Reaper. So this is already kind of worrying me.
Or any Lings for that matter. I mean, this is a greedy pool timing, so the Queen was very late because it was gas before pool, but still. This is really annoying because he actually didn't make the rest of the Lings either. He just now added them. They're just now spawning.
Oh, wow.
Could lose a Queen. I think he's going to lose it.
He's going to lose it.
He is going to lose it. It goes down, and Life.
He's in actually a lot of trouble
He
here.
actually might lose this game.
Well, he's going to lose a bunch of drones until these Lings come out at the very least.
He just made 14 Lings, though. It's not what you want to make right now. How many drones is he going to lose here? He's just going to trade a Reaper for 4 more drones. Combat shields are soon to follow. A second factory is coming up for a Dream as well.
Lings coming in and having a very bad engagement. Almost losing all of them live.
I think he killed 1 Reaper.
He killed a Reaper.
And that's all he's going to get.
Life is definitely playing a bit out of form currently.
Seems a bit tilted, which is unlike Life.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you lose 3 drones at the beginning of the game, you could see it on his face. He was almost like ready to concede there. I feel like he almost typed GG.
Yeah, these Ling run bys are not getting anything done. Down 30 supply as well. Individual Marine. Going to lose these medevacs there, but still a pretty nice trade.
But look at the second army he has here. A whole second army.
Way too much.
Way too much. Even the Widowmine hit only Terran units, doesn't matter.
Bailings hit all the Hellbats but 1. That's not enough. All the Marines remain.
GG.
Wow.
In the second map against Terminator, obviously, and Underdog against Life, our hero of the story misses a small push consisting of 3 Zealots and the Mothership Core. Not only did he lose the base, which is never supposed to happen, but he also forgot to put down a spore against the very obvious and basic Oracle attack, which results in Life just quitting the game immediately. It's not something that you would often see him do, and it was kinda fishy. But anyway, everybody has bad days, right? In the same tournament against Dream, another Korean underdog, Life managed to lose 3 drones and some extra Lings against a primitive Reaper attack. But what's more important is Link's movements are pretty blunt, and he kept on losing too many units in different situations, which was absolutely uncharacteristic for the player who was named the Link King due to his ability to control almost each individual Zerling. But while these mistakes look kinda obvious now when we know the hidden story, it was too difficult to draw a conclusion just looking at the matches. Well, mostly because we're all humans and all make mistakes, even the stupid ones sometimes. But that was not the case in Life's story. Up to this day, it's still unknown why Life ever agreed to do match fixing. He was considered to be one of the greatest StarCraft 2 players of all time, having won 10 premier tournaments and received in total over $460,000 in prize money, making him the player with second most tournament earnings behind MC. And remember, it's only the prize pools, the winnings, it doesn't include salaries or anything extra. And it's safe to conclude that he earned quite a lot, and everybody was sure he would surpass any player in the next year, but it never happened. For each map he lost, Life received approximately $25,000, which isn't a small sum even in comparison to his results, but it's still unclear why he would need this extra money. Rumors were spreading either about his gambling addiction and risk-taking, or even about mafia and blackmails. Either way, we'll probably never know the true intentions, but whatever they may be, it doesn't revert the damage down to the scene. It was a huge blow to the whole StarCraft 2 community. Imagine that your favorite best athlete of your favorite sport would be caught with something like this. And to make things worse, it also happened in early 2016, the year when StarCraft 2 was most vulnerable for many reasons, from Blizzard's mistakes to the overall decay of the RTS genre. Pro League had to close down very soon after this match-fixing scandal, with most sponsors and teams leaving the scene. While of course Life's crime wasn't the sole reason for such a decision, it was certainly a contributing factor, the last nail in the coffin, an excuse that let big brands abandon StarCraft 2 with such ease. Dozens of Korean players lost their hopes for the future, and there were less and less opportunities for the South Korean scene. Combined with an introduction of region lock, it was a final blow from which South Korean scene only partially recovered, and we went from more than 100 diverse, skillful players to barely 20 nowadays, with almost no newcomers. As for life, he got sentenced 18 months in probation and also got a large fine. And, as expected, he was banned for life, no pun intended, from playing any official StarCraft 2 matches. His name was erased from StarCraft 2 history, and he is never mentioned in official broadcasts due to the damage he's done to the scene. He is not honored as an ex-champion, and it's really hard to find his official matches, as most of them were just deleted. Once the symbol of StarCraft 2, a great hero and unstoppable champion, he became a miserable villain, who eventually caused more harm to the scene than good that he brought to it. And that's it for today. Check out more videos about that topic and things around it, and also leave a like and subscribe if you really enjoyed this video. Have a nice day, and see you next time.